You received an email from your manager which says, can you send me receivable aging report by end of the day? You open the invoice data in Excel and you are staring at thousands of rows of sales transactions, and you have absolutely no idea which ones are 30 days overdue, which ones have crossed 60 days, or which are already a collection nightmare. Sound familiar? If you work in finance, accounts, or sales, AR aging is one of your key responsibility. It looks simple at first, but it can get messy very quickly. Most people either do it manually, which takes forever, or they use formulas created by other people that break as soon as a new invoice line comes in or your manager changes the aging buckets. Today I'm going to show you a cleaner and faster way to do this directly in Excel. In this video, you will learn how to calculate days outstanding using today function and how to build aging buckets like 0 to 30, 31 to 60, 61 to 90, or 90 plus days. I'll show you how to write logic in two different ways. First using ifs and then using classic nested if. Let's get into it. So now we'll start with the Excel first. So in Excel, if I need to know what is my different aging buckets, what are my different aging buckets, okay? So I need to know that when was it due, and here we have a due date, and I'm currently sitting on 4th of March. So from the perspective of 4th of March, I need to decide how old is my due, like how old is my receivable. The older it is, more concerning it is. So anything which is in this bucket, that's most problematic for me, because I have supplied something to someone 90 days back or maybe older than that, and the money is yet to come. So that is the most problematic number for me. So I would like to minimize that part. So first, what we need to do is, from the due date and the current date, we need to find how many days are pending for the due date, or maybe if the date is already passed, then how many days we have exceeded from the due date. So here we can go for a simple days column, and we can decide if my due date, how far it is with respect to today's date. So I can say if today minus this cell, then how much it is giving me? It is giving me some number, but let me keep it in the comma format, or let's keep it in the general format. So this is already past, okay? Or today, okay, it is in the future, okay? So this is yet to come for me. So if I copy this formula until down, so let's look at this. This guy is 399 days old. Like his invoice was initiated on 15th of December 2024. His due date was 29th of Jan 25. And after this date also, we have crossed 399 days. So first you would need a column like this, which can tell you that if I deduct that due date from the current date, today function is giving me the current date, how much is the difference between them, and that gives me the number. That gives me a number. Okay, so this is giving me a number. This is the first thing which you would need. Then only you can group it or classify it into these aging buckets. Everyone okay with this simple difference between the today and the due date? Now once this is done, then what can I do? I need to classify it, because this data set, if I currently see and apply the filter, here there are so many varieties, and I cannot create my report based on all these random numbers. So here I need these kind of buckets. So which function do you think we should use to create buckets or aging buckets over here? Let me hide some columns for now, so that we can keep it closer and we can make it a little bit more bigger, okay? Because these columns are anyway not important for me as of now, okay? So this much is good enough for me. So which function do you think we should use? So let us first understand the logic, okay? This is the timeline. I will draw some timeline over here. This is the timeline, and here this is some marks. That's my 0 due date. Okay, that's my, so this is my 30 days, this is my 60 days, and like that 90 days. So we need these buckets. Anything where this number is 0 to 30, we need to keep it 0 to 30 days. Same goes here. This is another bucket, and that's one more bucket. Okay, but there are certain transactions. What does this negative value represent? Can you tell me? The negative value represents that your data or your transaction is not yet due. Look at the due date. The due date is 3rd of April. So the customer is having time until 3rd of April 2026 to pay. So that should not be my worry. Yes, it is a worry, but it is not a concern for me that it is not received, because there is a particular rule. We have told the customer that you will pay roughly 30 days or 45 days after the invoice. So he is having that much time. And the lesser is the payment time, that's the better for the company who is supplying or selling things. So the negative one is actually not yet due or current invoices. So your actual buckets will not be only these three. Your actual buckets will not be only these three. Your actual buckets will be these 3 or 4, along with that maybe one more thing, which is current invoices or current amount. So current amount is not a worry for me. 1 to 30 days, that means due date is passed and they are still holding it for 30 days. 31 to 60 days means it has exceeded by more than 30 days, up to 60 days. And these are the worst case scenarios for me. Anything here, that is the worst for me. So the formula which I would write over here, let me first erase these things. Okay, I will write that if, or let's keep it ifs. Okay, ifs this cell is less than equal to 0, then I would say current, because this is not yet due. Current. Okay, or we can call it like not yet due. Simple. Not yet due. That explains better. So this is not a concern. Then I will write the second condition. Second condition is, okay, let me write it here. If, what is my logic 2? Logic 2 is again based on the same cell. If this cell is less than equal to 30, because up to 0 I have already covered. Now my concern is beyond 0 and up to 30 days. So what will be the criteria or classification for that? We will say 0 to 30 days. Then I can put one more criteria, and make sure that you wrap these things, whatever output you want, whatever result you want, it should be there within the double inverted commas. I will again put the next condition, this less than equal to 60 days. Then the result would be 31 to 60 days. One more time, if this is less than equal to 90, then my result would be 61 to 90 days. And last one is if this cell is greater than 90, because I don't know what will be that number. So I am reversing the situation. If it is greater than 90, then my result would be something like more than 90 days. More than 90 days, and close the bracket. Okay, this is how you need to write the ifs function. When I press enter, look at this, not yet due, 31 to 60 days, because it is 32 days old after the due date. It was supposed to be paid on 31st Jan. We are already 32 days after that. And like that, I can copy this formula down until the last row, and it is having all of them classified. Everyone okay so far? How to write the if function? I could have written it with the normal if function also, because, okay, let me show you that also. Okay, if I have to write the same thing, how the if function work? If this number is less than equal to 0, then the result would be not yet due. But if this is not the case, then I have multiple scenarios now also. So what I need to write? I will start with one more if. Here I'm typing. I will start with one more if. And I will type same thing. And then less than equal to 30 days. And then I will type the result. Result is 1 to 30 days and close the bracket. And now also I am having multiple scenarios, and that's why I need to write it again. One more if, then the next condition, then one more if, then the next condition, until I cover all the scenarios. So what is happening currently? You can see here one if, second if, third if, and like that it will go on for maybe a couple of more times. So you are using multiple ifs inside if. We call it nested ifs. So initially this was the process, and then they thought, why to write multiple ifs? Let's create a function ifs. Okay, that means you don't need to write this open bracket and functions again and again. You can simply keep on writing the conditions. That's it. Conditions and the result, conditions and the result. So let me complete this part. I will again say if this cell is less than equal to, I will copy paste both the formulas. Okay, I will copy paste both the formulas. Less than equal to 60, then the result will be 31 to 60 days, comma. Again if this cell is less than equal to 90, then the result would be 61 to 90 days. Now, other than this, what is the scenario? There is only one scenario left, which is more than 90. And we are still having one section left, value if false. So here we will mention if all this is wrong or all this is not there, that scenario is not there, then the remaining scenario which is left is maybe something like more than 90 days, and close the bracket. Now closing the bracket is also very important here. You can see this green bracket is getting closed. Green was closing over here, then purple, then red, and then black. So when you close it multiple times, because you have inserted multiple ifs, so you need to close all the if functions. Close it over here, close it over here, close it over here. As soon as you see black, that means all the brackets or all the functions are getting closed. You don't need anything else. And when I put enter, exactly same results are coming, unless I have made some spelling mistakes. So this is the formula over here, the first one, and this one is the if function, which will work in any version of Excel. If is also done, ifs is also done. Okay, and that's it. Your AR aging buckets are now fully automated in Excel. Drop a comment below and let me know, are you using ifs or nested if or something else entirely to get your aging buckets? If this video saved you some time, go ahead and hit the like button. It genuinely helps this channel to reach more and more people who are stuck with similar kind of Excel problems. And if you want to get better at Excel and Power BI, then please subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon to get regular updates on our upcoming videos. That's it for today. I'll see you in the next one.